and welcome back to Bookish Theories. In today's video, I would like to talk about Tomorrow by Together's Magic Island, focusing on the breakdown and analysis of both the lyrics and all the sketchy details featured in the cinematic experience this MV gave us. Magic Island is a song whose music video tells us a story about friendship, islands, ghosts, forgotten promises, and lots of fire. Much like what happened with the storyline presented in Runaway, Magic Island portrays events that fall right into the middle of Nap of a Star. In Nap of a Star, the boys made a promise with a star but forgot about it while growing up. And when they return to the island, they undergo a series of transformations that they don't accept until they are together again. Magic Island is set in the middle of these events, but how does it fit with what we saw in Runaway? What is actually happening here? Why are they telling us a ghost story? Well, in order to answer these questions, we have to start from the beginning. The music video opens with an introduction that clues us in on what is about to happen. The writing on the screen here tells us that this is a story of 5 boys looking for a star song. And right off the bat, this is very interesting because the star song is something also mentioned in the lyrics. In the lyrics, the star song is a melody that sparkles with dreams. So it symbolizes innocence and imagination, the literal starting line of their adventure that represents their friendship and the magic that comes from it. The star song here is very important because they forgot about it, and this is the inciting incident of the entire story. In both the song and the music video, the focus is on memory. They have to remember because that's the only way the magic will stay, and this is something also confirmed at the very beginning. In the intro, the writing says that the boys met again but couldn't figure out why, what to look forward to, and what to remember. The stars haven't opened their eyes yet, and this is why the boys' road is still dark. This alone makes me think that the events we see in Magic Island happened right after Runaway, because in Runaway we see them reunite and unleash their magic without being able to control it, while in Magic Island we see them slightly more self-aware about the whole situation. Up to this point, I'm pretty confident that this is the right order, but then the video actually throws us a curveball by introducing yet another twist, which is the ghost story. When they are on the train, the boys text each other and Yeonjun asks if they heard a rumor about a mirror ghost in the practice room. And while Bumkyu and Taeyeon reply to what Yeonjun is saying, Soobin says that he's having weird dreams lately. Now, we'll come back to the ghost in a second, but let's focus on Soobin's nightmares first. What's that all about? When Yunin Kai questions him, he starts to reply, but then deletes the message as if he's scared of talking about it. If we go back to Runaway and focus on Soobin, his individual scene shows him drawing things he shouldn't know about on a blackboard. We see the island, the fire, the door, all things that happen later in the video. This leads me to believe that Soobin has been having prophetic dreams about the island for a while now, but in Runaway he doesn't seem as troubled as he is in Magic Island. So how do we interpret this? Well, if Runaway and Magic Island are indeed in order, then this could imply that the short visit that they had in Runaway triggered something negative that made Soobin's dreams turn into nightmares. Maybe what we saw in Runaway was the beginning of the awakening that takes place in Magic Island. But if this is the case, this means that they unleashed both the good and the bad side of the magic. This brings us back to the ghost. Now, the fact that there's a ghost in the story is giving me anxiety, not for the ghost per se, but because it's a mirror ghost, that is an entity that appears in mirrors. This troubles me because a ghost in a mirror symbolizes the reflection of the self, and guess who talked about it? Well, Carl Jung, which, as you probably know, is a major influence in BTS's storyline. If we take into account all the visual callbacks that Magic Island gives to BTS's MVs, it sure seems like that we are heading towards a big hit multiverse where everything is connected. If this seems a reach to you, what happens next should convince you that something sketchy is going on. Now, after the ghost conversation, the boys decide to go to Tookseom Park. And this is an essential detail in order to understand what's going on, because number 1, Tookseom is actually a real-life island in the Han River, and number 2, it's a place that is mentioned by a ram in the song Reflection. Do you know what your boy has to say about Tookseom? That when he goes there at night, it's like going on a whole different world. Now, so far we have a ghost in a mirror, a real-life island versus a magical one, a callback to a song called Reflection, and actual lyrics that literally say that Tookseom is a gateway to another world. To me, this looks like a pattern, but a pattern of what? Well, let's say the Magic Island is a reflection of the real-life Tookseom Island. This could imply that what happens in the real world is somehow reflected in the other. If in Runaway the boys did something they weren't supposed to do, or even better, if they accessed their magic in the wrong way because they forgot the promise, this could mean that their actions actually led to the two worlds connecting more than usual. Now, mirrors are often considered portals that lead you to another dimension. So, is it possible that they actually called the ghost into existence? And if so, what is it? What does it want? Well, let's take a look at the video and see if we can make sense of all of this. After we see Yeonjun stealing candles from the guy next to him, the train is approaching Tookseom when all of a sudden the boys cross dimensions and we get to the Magic Island where they get stranded. Soon enough, we get the sense that they're not alone. But if you look closely, nothing really happens until they start to play with fireworks and set the forest on fire. At this point, two different entities appear. There is the faceless reflection of what looks like a girl, which could very likely be the ghost in the mirror, and the cat with different colored eyes that attacked Yeonjun in Nap of a Star. The cat's eyes here turn into the lights of a train that runs over them. And at this point, we finally understand what actually triggered their transformation. The boys here are being punished. They set fire to the island, they disrespected it, and the island is now reflecting their behavior by giving them a taste of their own medicine. A good example of what I'm saying is what happens to Hyunin Kai. In the video, he kills a dragonfly, he destroys its wings, so his punishment, that is, him getting wings, is a reflection of his crime. But how does the ghost fit into all of this? Well, we don't really have much to go on up to this point, but my guess is that it could be the embodiment of the sixth protagonist of the story, that is the star. In the video, the entity doesn't hurt them, and while it's true that it doesn't help them either, it's also true that the story is far from over. The video ends with a shot of a dragon flying while meteors fall from the sky. In Can't We Just Leave the Monster Alive, the boys actually ride a dragon, so this leads me to believe that there's still a lot that we don't know. Could it be that the events of Runaway led to the star descending to help them out? That by appearing in the practice room and later on in the forest, it was actually trying to warn them about the dangers of the island and their own magic? After all, the star is a symbol of protection, and in the star song, the boys and the star are one and the same, which implies that one is the reflection of the other. Since a reflection also implies balance, if the ghost represents the star and consequently the good side of their magic, then the cat must represent the other, and that's why the ghost steps away and the cat attacks them. They are both a reflection of them, and since in the video they behave badly, bad things happen to them. At the end of the video, a voice says, "Remember my name," and in the song, it's the cat that speaks. This could mean that in order for the magic to stay, they have to remember the cat's name, which means their own, a symbol of them coming to terms with all parts of themselves and accepting their flaws, which is exactly what happens at the end of Nap of a Star, and incidentally the main goal of BTS's Map of the Soul. So that's it from me today. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please think about liking and subscribing. As always, thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye bye!